All right, shut up a second. Let me talk. Court is adjourned. Baseball is in session. Toronto, what the hell just happened? Are you seeing this? The Jays did it. 2025 American League champs, baby. I was there, front row. Not in some cushy VIP box with shrimp cocktails and polite applause. Real front row. Right behind the dugout, close enough to see the sweat rolling down the guy's face like he just got cross-examined. You got fans screaming, fireworks blowing up like a war zone, the whole Rogers Center vibrating under my feet like a cheap motel bed. And me? I'm yelling so hard my gums were sweating. That place was electric. It was alive. You could bottle that energy and power Niagara Falls for a month, maybe two. It was the kind of moment that reminds you why you love this game. Now let me make something real clear before some wise guy in the comments starts talking smack. I ain't no tourist. I'm not just some guy who flew in to take a selfie with the CN Tower, eat a poutine, and buy a Jays hat at the airport gift shop. Nah. I got dual freaking citizenship, all right? It's a real thing, look it up. Born and raised in Jersey, but I got roots here in Toronto too. My Aunt Sophia married a guy from Little Italy, okay? I go back and forth every month like it's a commute across the bridge. I pay taxes in both countries, which means I got the inalienable right to cheer, curse, and scream at every umpire in both leagues. It's in the Constitution, probably. So when the Jays won that game, that wasn't just a win for Canada. It was a win for both sides of the border. It was a win for Vinny. And I was right there, front row, yelling till my throat gave out. Because when you got dual citizenship, you get to claim double the victory. Capiche? So what's next on the docket? Now we got a date with them fancy pants Dodgers. Oh yeah, L.A. Hollywood. That team with the payroll bigger than Italy's entire gross domestic product. They got movie stars in the stands and players who probably have their own agents. Everybody on ESPN and all those other so-called expert shows thinks they're unbeatable. They're the darlings of the league. But let me remind you of a little legal precedent. The underdog always has a puncher's chance. We didn't claw our way through the American League, beating the Yankees and the Astros just to go soft now. This ain't spring training, this is war. This is for all the marbles. And if I see that Gavin frickin' Newsom sitting there in the luxury box with his smug little California smirk and his perfect hair, I mean, the guy's got a hairline more protected than the Dodgers bullpen, for Pete's sake. I swear to you, we're gonna wipe that grin clean off his Botox-injected face. You know, for me, this ain't new. This ain't my first rodeo. I was there in 1992. First time the Jays took the whole thing. The city went nuts. And then I was back again in 93, back to back like real champions do. Like a lawyer winning 2 impossible cases in a row. I remember Joe Carter hitting that walk-off bomb against the Phillies like it was this morning. I can still hear the crack of the bat. The whole place just exploded. Grown men, big tough guys, crying like babies. Me? I'm standing on my seat, pointing and screaming, "I told you so," to some poor guy from Buffalo who made the mistake of betting against us. That's the moment the world learned baseball don't belong to just the U.S., all right? Canada's got chops, and the Jays proved it. Twice. We set a precedent. But this year, this one feels different. It hits different. We waited 32 years for this shot. 32 years. You gotta think about that. That's a long time to wait for justice. That's a long time to wait for a win. Kids who were born after Joe Carter's homer now got kids of their own, maybe even grandkids. They've only ever heard stories about 93. They've never felt it. And now they get to see what real October baseball is supposed to look like. This ain't just about a trophy. This team, they're not just swinging bats and catching balls. They're carrying the whole country on their backs. They're playing for a generation that's been waiting. They're playing for legacy. This ain't just October baseball. It's justice delayed, finally delivered. So here's what we do. This is the closing argument. Jays Nation, get loud. I don't want to just hear you. I want to feel you. I want the Rogers Center so loud it registers on the Richter scale in California. I want every bar in Toronto from the Danforth to the Annex screaming so hard the Leafs get jealous in the middle of their season. And when the Dodgers come to our house, our turf, we don't welcome them with a polite Canadian smile. We welcome them with a wall of noise so deafening they can't even hear their own third base coach. We bury them. The ALCS was just the appetizer. It was the preliminary hearing. Now it's time for the main course. And guess what? We're serving Dodger dogs for dinner, and we ain't asking for ketchup. I ain't saying this as a lawyer. I ain't saying this as a fan with dual citizenship. I'm saying it as a guy who's been here, who's seen what this team means to this city, to this country. I've seen the heartbreak. I've seen the close calls. And now I see the destiny. This is our year. This is our shot. This is history in the making. So do your part. Share this moment. Scream your lungs out until you're hoarse. And for the love of all things Maple, let's finish the damn job. Let's bring that trophy back where it belongs. Jays in 7. The defense rests. Vinny out.